Welcome, my friend. Hello, I am the proprietor, Dr. John. If you have any questions, I will be happy to assist.
Great. My name is Knight,
Bummer, guys.
and I'll probably take you up on that.
So, is he supposed to be from Haiti or something? Why does he talk that way?
I don't know.
I do not want to look at the shrine. I want to look at the Seke Majule or whatever. Alright. Can't look at that. Fan. There's the snake.
A very large, very formidable-looking snake is secured in a plexiglass cage.
Mm-hmm. And the knife.
Something about the shape of that knife gives Gabriel the creeps.
Yeah. It looks like the weight icon.
Yeah.
Nothing creepier than
Can
having
I
to
ask
wait.
you a few questions?
That is why I am here.
Uh-huh. I don't know if I want to actually sit through this
What
whole
can you
thing.
tell me about voodoo?
Historical voodoo, or the voodoo currently practiced in the city.
Well, that was a little brisker than Michael Dorn's reading.
Tell me about historical voodoo.
Very well. I will start at the beginning, Mr. Knight, and will go on from there at your prompting.
Sounds good.
As you may
Weird
know,
way of-
voodoo is a grassroots religion, formed by the mixing together of many different African tribal religions and Anglo religions, such as Catholicism or Protestantism. In other words, it is a religion born of the African slave trade. But African slaves were imported not only by the United States, but also into the West Indies, where the French and Spanish ran plantation islands. Prior to 1803, the New Orleans area was owned by France. The French Creole in those days owned many African slaves. But the Creole did not permit their slaves to gather, giving no chance for voodoo to breed here natively. The Creole also knew enough about the corrupted pagan practices of the West Indies slaves to ban the importings of slaves from that region.
So, how did voodoo come to New Orleans?
After the Louisiana Purchase, American legislators relaxed regulations. Slaves were permitted to gather. The Americans also removed the ban on West Indies slaves. Around the same time, a slave revolt occurred in Santo Domingo, what is now Haiti. Between the lifting of the ban and the Haitian Revolt, West Indies slaves began pouring into New Orleans. Some of them were free people of color, freed or escaped slaves. Some came with their white owners who were fleeing from the revolt.
From the revolt? Isn't it from the revolution?
What happened when the
Not
West Indies slaves got
necessarily.
here?
They brought voodoo with them. The native slaves were more than enthusiastic about embracing it. It gave them power, Mr. Knight. If only in the form of a communal bond. Among the first meeting places were the Bayou St. John and the shore of Lake Pontchartrain. The early voodoos were heavy snake worshippers, worshipping the one they called the Great Zombie.
I don't know. Do you think this guy is good in this role?
It's fine.
They look like they've cleaned up the dialogue some, but I don't know. I guess maybe I kind of like the weirdness of Michael Dorn.
Tell me more about historical voodoo.
By 1817, the voodoo activities were beginning to cause fear among the white slave owners. An ordinance was passed to forbid slave gatherings except in designated public areas at designated times. The time was Sunday afternoons, and the place, Congo Square. The slaves and free people of color gathered to dance simulations of their voodoo dances, right in sight of Creole society. Of course, they also continued to meet in private for the real thing.
Tell me more
Should
about
I keep
historical voodoo.
doing this?
There were a variety of kings and queens at first.
Will you eventually get
Voodoo
points
priests
for
and
it?
Yeah, but I could
priestesses.
skip it.
But from about 1830,
But then you
a
won't have
single power
points.
emerged.
No,
This
but
was a voodoo
I'll get the
queen
points,
named
but I don't know if I
Maria.
want to sit and listen to this.
Oh, well, if you can get the
Voodoo
points
Noir
without
is
listening
Yeah.
to it,
yes.
fuck it. Oh,
Yeah.
yay, points. We're done.
I mean, we know how this is gonna go.
Many people think of voodoo in terms of magic spells or gree-gree. That kind of practice is actually called hoodoo and is only a part of true voodoo. Voodoo, the religion, has a strong following in New Orleans. In fact, it is growing quite rapidly. There are several voodoo churches or temples in the city, and others all across the United States.
There's a
African
hoodoo store
Americans
near my
see it as a
office.
tradition of
Really?
their own.
Yeah.
Whites.
What do
and
they
there are
have?
many in the religion
I don't know.
are
What
attracted
What do you mean
to
you
it
don't know?
because
Well, I've
they
never
think
been
it is a
there.
Do they sell voodoo dolls?
Personally,
I
I'm
don't
more
know.
interested in the
Maybe.
history of voodoo. Some of the new movements are copying Haitian or even African voodoo. But it is the voodoo of New Orleans that I find so intriguing.
He says New Orleans. But in the previous scene, Gabriel and Malia were like saying Nolans. But I think he's right. I think it is New Orleans. I don't think that... Isn't that like a myth that they say Nolans?
Well, it might be one of those things where some people do and other people don't. Like, there's a bunch of different regional variations even within
Yeah.
the city itself.
I guess.
Tell me about Marie Laveau.
There were actually two Marie Laveaus, mother and daughter. Most people thought they were the same woman. Her continued youth added to the mystique. The original, the mother, was also known as Widow Paris. It was she that began the empire.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
The Laveau tomb, where one or both of the Maries are believed to be buried, is in St. Louis Cemetery No. 1. It is a popular shrine for practitioners and tourists alike. I myself take tours through the cemetery on a regular basis.
Really? Do you have any running this week?
No, but the cemetery is open to the general public as well.
Oh, so now we get the location not from Grandma, but from Dr. John.
Do you know anything about snakes?
Ah, you have perhaps noticed the museum snake, Mr. Knight? They are beautiful creatures. Do you not agree? And the tourists seem to associate them with voodoo.
I'm not like an expert in being a criminal or anything, but if you're like the head of a voodoo cult or second in command of a voodoo cult, maybe you don't want to be in a position where you interact with the public regularly.
Yeah.
Like conspicuously.
What exactly is hoodoo?
Hoodoo refers to magic folk traditions of the South. Hoodoo is a bastard of voodoo. Many of the gree-gree are similar, but hoodoo does not have the religious aspects of voodoo.
Oh, well then it can't be correct.
Right.
I think the yellow topics are the only ones that you can get points for. Let's get out of here. Cannot look at the Rada drummer.
But you can look at that fan.
Yeah, well remember that fan is what saves us from the snake.
No,
It's an
but I believe you.
electrical switch.
Oh, is it?
It's an electrical switch.
Skull.
That skull has a
Reminds me
stylish
of a
hat.
book critic for the New York Times.
That's the same dialogue. Drums, totem pole, wishing stump. That's new.
An official voodoo wishing stump. Rub it and make a wish, a card says.
Funny,
as well rub
I
it
say
then.
the same thing to women.
Oh, that's
my
funny because he
God.
gets a hand job. All right. Let's get the hell.
Wait, I think you should rub it.
I
Dr. John.
I don't believe that there was an option for rub.
Oh, I thought maybe there wasn't.
It was just look.
Well, why would she tell you that if you couldn't do it? It's
Why indeed?
rude.
Okay, looks like you can go to the cemetery. I forget what there is to do at the cemetery. Oh, let's see. We can talk to. What is this guy's name?
I don't know.
Can't remember.
It's a very modern looking trash can, though.
I'm
What do you mean
sorry to
modern
bother
looking?
you.
Looks modern.
got
It
something
looks,
to say, son?
New.
So who the
Tell
hell
me
are
about
you?
yourself.
My name is Toussaint Gervais.
Oh,
I'm the
Gervais,
watchman
that's
here
right.
at St. Louis No. 1.
What exactly do you do here?
Oh, I keep the place
Watch.
tidy, of course, but a big part of my job, too, is looking out for the grievers. You know, people come to pay their respects, and they need looking out for. Sometimes they so grief-bound, they don't know what they doing.
I
Do you
hope
know
he's
anything
actually
about
from
Marie
somewhere
Laveau?
where they talk
Sure,
like that.
sure.
No way.
She was the voodoo queen of New Orleans, a powerful voodooian and a powerful sorceress. Believers still come to her tomb, you know. They write secret marks on the walls, leave offerings. Then there's the tourists. They come out of curiosity. As a matter of fact, that big Dr. John fella from that voodoo museum, he's here at least once a day. But Marie Laveau's tomb isn't the only one the believers visit and make markings and leave offerings at.
You said there were other mock tombs?
Yep. I've seen bull hearts left on tombs and a nest of vulture feathers, plates of peas and congreve, animal parts, human parts even, it looked like. Male parts, if you get my meaning.
My.
And this is
Doesn't
one of the
dude's
great
dick.
family crypts, mind you.
Like a real one,
and
or
then
like the
types just
dildo?
pick a spot and stick to it.
You know what? I just realized that we did not get Magenta Moonbeam's address from Dr. John. I wonder if
There
they...
didn't seem to be any way to extract that information.
No, I think he just doesn't mention it in this version. So maybe we don't... Maybe they cut that part out of the game? Or maybe we get it some other way. Anything else you want to talk to Gervais about?
Not especially.
Me neither. Alright. And I need to jot down this code. But this code was translated by Magenta. So, without meeting her, I don't know how we're going to translate this, but let's write it down.
I want a copy of these strange marks.
I assume he did it already. Okay. And can I steal the brick?
Never know when you might need a brick.
It's for Ratten.
Oh, for that too, I guess.
Tomb, exit to tomb. Sure, let's exit to the tomb. The hell does that mean? Okay. Where's the, I didn't see the knight, or no, not knight. What was, in the original, wasn't there Gabriel's, like grandma's family?
Maybe.
2 heavy, solid marble doors provide an entrance to the tomb.
Let's go in there.
The tomb door is securely shut against the material world.
Was that really the shortest path?
The doors are heavy and shut.
Alright.
It's locked shut.
Okay, can't push the switch right now.
Most of the plaster has fallen.
Maybe it's just not here.
Ancient
I guess they took it out.
Oh well.
There was another screen, right? And it
An
showed...
angel draped dramatically over a stone plinth marks the entrance to a large tomb.
It sounded like the narrator forgot she was supposed to be doing an accent there for a second. Not that I mind. It seemed really unnecessary to me. Oh,
I need to go visit the family tomb.
Oh, Ross. I guess that's the...
The name Ross is in.
My family's tomb is down that way, past the Ross tomb.
Oh, past the Ross tomb. Okay, I guess...
I don't need to go visit the family tomb today.
Oh. Right. The right tomb.
Food, trinkets, and more unsettling things have been left at Marie Laveau's tomb as offerings from believers.
Hey, there's nothing more unsettling than trinkets. Except maybe knickknacks. Okay, let me go back to the... Well, I'll try the museum again to see if I can get Moonbeam's address.
Hello?
Kazanu.
Yeah, the woman with the damn dog.
Yep.
Bonjour, Monsieur Walker.
Bienvenue, Madame Kazana.
Como se va? How you be feeling today?
Well, I'll tell you, Mr. Walker. I'm certain someone's buried a sleep knot bag somewhere near my steps. I haven't slept a wink, not in weeks.
Now don't that beat all? I'll need some easy night candles then, huh?
Do you think that would help? I do hope you're right. I said 3 rosaries this morning for Our Lady's intervention.
Rosary good, sure enough, but you burn them candles too, boy, you gonna whip any no-sleep gree-gree, I tell you for sure.
Very well, Mr. Walker. Put them on my account and send them around to my house. Oh, and there's another thing. I didn't catch her at it, but I know. Mrs. Lefebvre put stomachache powder in my tea at the last meeting of the Creole Grand Dame. I've been in misery.
Now you put 9 pinheads up in a little box, add a pinch of graveyard dust, put it up under her front post step. That'll turn the trick back on Miss Lefebvre, and she be the one with the bellyache. I got the pins of dust right here if you want them.
If the Blessed Virgin will grant me her protection, I'll be safe from these practitioners of evil.
Oui, madame. Though, don't hurt to be proactive neither now, does it?
Naturellement, monsieur. Merci beaucoup.
Maybe you're old. Maybe you're sick because you're old.
Au revoir,
Yeah.
Monsieur Walker.
You ever think that maybe it's because you're old? Alright, cool. See ya. What do we need to talk to Willie about?
The mask appears to be made from a real crocodile head.
Hi there. Is this your store?
This the Dixieland drugstore. And I own it. Me. Name's Walker.
So, yes.
Willie Walker.
He likes birds.
So I think we get the Cabrice on court. Wow, he looks really weird. What is... Alright. That's a weird
What do you
character
know
model.
about the voodoo murders?
Caprice Uncle.
What did you say?
Nothing. Them killings have nothing to do with my shop, monsieur.
I think you're lying.
Cabrice Encore.
Do you know anything about animal masks?
The only one left is Willie Jr. over there. The old crocodile. He's sort of a mascot now, him.
I would like to purchase him.
About Willie Jr. Would you be willing to let him go?
Maybe. For $100.
100? You gotta be kidding.
Me and Willie Jr. are very close now. I couldn't part with him for less.
So we need to sell Gabriel's father's painting to get
What did
that
you
money.
mean when you said Cabrice encore?
I didn't say that.
You did. I heard you say it.
You heard wrong, monsieur. I said no such thing.
Only 2 of us here, dude.
That customer of yours, the little old lady,
Customer?
the woman I saw in here, Madame Casino, you called her.
I don't talk about my customers to men who come in off the street.
Okay. So you do admit she's a customer. I don't think there's any point in talking to him anymore. Let me go back to the museum.
Hello, Dr. John.
Glad you could return to us.
Snatch his book.
I've got this brick.
I'll brick you
Can I
good.
ask
Would
you
you
some more
like-
questions?
Of course. I
Nothing is yellow.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
the killings in the newspaper. I know they have nothing to do with true voodoo in New Orleans.
What do you think of New Orleans?
It is the only city in the United States, as far as I am concerned.
That's a silly thing to say.
There's a very big discrepancy between the population of New Orleans and the population of the United States.
Do you know what...
I fear my French is not all it should be, Mr. Knight.
Alright. I guess we just can't get
So how's the
moving.
museum business?
Those who truly seek to understand are few, Mr. Knight. But even one can be an audience.
Sounds about like my shop.
Alright, let's get out of there.
I'll be
nothing.
going.
Come back again.